Welcome to Hero Villains. Who do you think would win in Mr. Majestic vs. Sentry, the battle between the power of the Kherubim and 1,000,000 suns? Mr. Majestic and Sentry are two of the most powerful beings with nearly godlike power. Mr. Majestic, whose real name is Majestros, is a Kherubim warrior who appears in the universe of Wildstorm Productions. He possesses immense physical strength, capable of lifting entire spacecraft, flying at supersonic speeds, and enduring planet-level attacks. His energy-sensing abilities, heat vision, and strategic intelligence make Majestic an almost perfect warrior. Sentry from Marvel Comics possesses power described as the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. Robert Reynolds can manipulate energy, fly faster than light, regenerate his body almost instantly, and bend matter at the atomic scale. However, his power is always accompanied by a dangerous dark side known as the Void. Before we dive deeper into the analysis, please press the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Thank you very much. Thousands of years ago, during a violent event in space near Earth, the Kherubim race fell into a brutal war with their ancient enemies, the Daemonites. In the chaos of that battle, the ship carrying the Kherubim warriors was forced to land on Earth. Leading them was Majestros, a powerful warlord who commanded the entire Kherubim force on the ship. Majestros did not see Earth as merely a temporary refuge. He chose to protect this world as if it were his own home. For centuries, he secretly fought against the Daemonites hiding in the shadows, while also standing on the side of justice in every conflict between good and evil. Majestros' power goes far beyond human limits. He can lift objects weighing more than 100 tons with a single arm. It is said that he once used his strength to push planets in the solar system out of their original orbits. In one confrontation with Hellspawn, an opponent whose power was nearly equal to his own, the two entities fought so fiercely that the sky itself seemed to tremble. That battle ended in a stalemate, proving the nearly unshakable power of Majestros. On one occasion, to pay for a meal, Majestros simply crushed a piece of graphite in his hand until it turned into a sparkling diamond. At other times, he has used the sheer strength of his body to move entire continents, reshaping the geography of the planet in ways humans could never imagine. But what makes Majestros truly great is not only his power, it is also his enduring will and dedication to justice. Even after living through countless ages and witnessing empires rise and fall, he continues to stand in the shadows to protect the world. From physical strength to intelligence, Majestros is considered the embodiment of Kherubim power at the highest level. His body is almost impossible to harm with conventional weapons. His skin can withstand pressure, heat, and impacts strong enough to destroy entire cities. When entering battle, he moves with astonishing speed, so fast that the human eye can barely follow. He can soar through the sky at extreme velocity, pass through the atmosphere, and enter space without any obstacle. During intense battles, he can also release powerful energy from his eyes and from his fists. Those bursts of energy shine like lightning and are powerful enough to destroy the most dangerous enemies. Majestros also possesses the intellect of a genius. His analytical ability, strategic thinking, and awareness go far beyond normal standards. His senses are greatly enhanced as well, allowing him to detect the slightest movements in his surroundings and hear sounds from extremely far distances. His breath can create an extremely powerful stream of cold air, strong enough to freeze objects in an instant. His body is almost unaffected by time, granting him a near immortal state. Even when injured in fierce battles, his recovery process occurs rapidly, allowing him to quickly return to the battlefield. When Majestros appears on the battlefield, the atmosphere seems to change. His presence carries a sense of authority and overwhelming power, like a storm rising on the horizon. Beyond his immense physical strength, he can also move objects with his mind and communicate through telepathy. These are two special abilities that even many famous heroes do not possess. His power is great enough to face Captain Atom directly without being at a disadvantage. At one point, Superman even openly admitted that Mr. Majestic might be slightly stronger than himself. However, the difference is not very large. That statement alone is enough to show what level Majestic stands at in the world of super beings. He is also a master swordsman with combat skills refined over many centuries. In battle, every movement he makes is precise and filled with force, like a perfectly controlled storm. He carries the demeanor of a general rather than a simple protector of humanity. Majestic is cold, decisive, and sometimes ruthless in the way he deals with his enemies. His decisions are often disciplined and firm, much like the way a warlord protects his territory. Even so, deep within him there is still a clear principle. Majestic fights for order and justice in his own way. Similar to characters like Homelander or Omni-Man, they are often restrained by hesitation or fear. Mr. Majestic was created to break that limitation. This is a warrior who does not avoid his own power. He fully understands the authority he holds and is willing to use it whenever necessary. This very philosophy shaped Majestic's entire character. Mr. Majestic can manipulate matter on an extremely small scale and even influence the subatomic structure of objects. His ability to control heat allows him to generate violent streams of energy from his gaze, turning them into tools for combat. At one point, he used his heat vision to rewrite the structure of the Eradicator armor, transforming it into something completely different from its original purpose. Majestic can also emit powerful energy streams, interfere with mechanical systems, and control complex technology. His incredible movement speed sometimes creates illusions as if he appears in several places at once. This makes it almost impossible for opponents to determine his true position. His extraordinary sense of smell allows him to detect traces that others cannot notice. His vision is so refined that he can see extremely small changes in the atomic structure of the surrounding environment. Mr. Majestic becomes a being who is nearly impossible to surprise. He is not only a powerful warrior, but also resembles an observer standing at the peak of the battlefield, seeing every movement no matter how small. And in the moment he unleashes his true power, the atmosphere around him seems to vibrate, as if reality itself must step back before the will of the warlord from Kherubim. He once created a massive energy mass similar to a star ingot. That energy radiated light and heat strong enough to warm Earth during the time when the planet drifted along a wide orbit near Jupiter. The armor of Mr. Majestic can generate complex holographic images, allowing him to deceive opponents or conceal his presence in the chaos of battle. Majestic can attack on a subatomic scale, meaning his strikes can break the structure of matter at its very foundation. When releasing the full extent of his heat energy, he can even cause an opponent body to evaporate in an instant. The Kherubim blade he wields is even more astonishing. This sword can absorb enormous amounts of heat, equivalent to the heat of thousands of suns, turning it into a weapon that almost nothing can resist. With only a focused glance, heavy objects around him can begin to float in the air and move according to his will. I truly hope you will subscribe to the channel. It will help us a lot, and you are the most amazing person. Thank you very much. Now let us talk about Sentry. The origin of Sentry power begins with a mysterious experiment called the Golden Sentry Serum. This special serum transformed the body of Robert Reynolds in an unprecedented way, linking him to a source of photokinetic energy connected to the power of the sun. From that moment on, his body became like a living energy reactor, absorbing and releasing enormous power. The abilities that Sentry demonstrates are often believed to come from manipulating molecular structures or even bending the reality around him, all fueled by the solar energy flowing through every cell of his body. Even so, the true limits of this power remain a mystery. Sentry is said to possess power equal to 1 million suns exploding at the same time. This is not just exaggeration. In a conversation with Norman Osborn, Carla Sofin once stated that if Sentry were to lose control, the consequences could even surpass the catastrophe that occurred when Scarlet Witch suffered a mental collapse. He once confronted Galactus directly, one of the most formidable cosmic entities. Mr. Fantastic, after conducting research, openly classified Sentry as an Omega-level threat. Meanwhile, the intelligence system of Nick Fury classified him at a power level of 10+, an extremely rare level in the superhuman evaluation scale. Even individuals with powerful psychic abilities recognize the terrifying nature of his power. In a conversation with Professor X, Emma Frost clearly stated that Sentry abilities surpass the standard of any superhero she has ever encountered. When he became a member of of the Dark Avengers, the internal records of the team also noted something remarkable. Sentry power was described as nearly limitless, making him the most overwhelming member of the entire roster. Within him, there always exists a dark side known as Void, an entity that represents destruction and chaos. In a major turning point, Sentry accepted that darkness. Instead of continuing to run from it, the fusion between him and Void created a completely new version, more powerful than any previous form. When the light of Sentry merged with the darkness of Void, the result was an entity that is almost impossible to compare with anything else. This was not just pure power, but a storm of energy capable of shaking the entire world. When he appears in the sky, brilliant golden light spreads across space like a second sun awakening. And at the center of that radiance stands a being that even the greatest heroes must treat with caution. The power of Sentry lies in the fact that it is not always stable. His power changes depending on his mental state. When his mind is stable, Sentry can control his enormous strength with precision. But when his emotions fluctuate, that energy can erupt violently like an unstoppable storm. Physically, Sentry possesses superhuman strength far beyond normal standards. Lifting or pushing masses greater than 100 tons is simply a basic action for him. Sentry has performed countless feats that even veteran superheroes find astonishing. He has easily lifted enormous objects as if they had no weight. In one fierce confrontation, Sentry tore Carnage into 2 pieces, using nothing but raw strength. When facing Terex the Tamer, he even seized the cosmic axe of his opponent and crushed it with his bare hands. On another occasion, he moved an entire massive cruise ship with only a gentle push. When his power erupts, even Absorbing Man becomes overwhelmed by that terrifying surge of energy. The dark side of Sentry, known as Void, is just as terrifying. This entity once easily broke the limbs of Hulk during one of his raging moments. Sentry himself once ended the life of Ares by tearing the god of war apart. Those moments show that his power is not only vast in scale, but also absolutely overwhelming. The energy of Sentry is further strengthened by his ability to absorb solar radiation. Each time he absorbs more of this energy source, his power continues to grow. What is remarkable is that until now, no one has determined the true limit of Sentry power. He has proven that he can stand on equal ground with beings famous for their strength, such as Hulk. Although this still depends heavily on his mental state. Even when facing Void, the embodiment of his own darkness, Sentry has defeated it several times through pure strength. When his mind was stable enough, Sentry once shattered the entire moon simply to reveal the hidden location of his opponent. Then, with overwhelming power, he rushed forward and tore Void apart piece by piece. The scene resembled a storm of brilliant golden energy exploding within the silent emptiness of space. Sentry has even been placed on the same level as Zom, an entity that once absorbed the entire power of all mutants. This comparison shows the terrifying scale of that power. When Venom once possessed a similar source of energy, he defeated a being that had destroyed both Galactus and the Living Tribunal. And Sentry, when stable, can reach that same threshold of power. Sentry has also held back Hulk in his most savage state. This was a version of Hulk that was nearly impossible to control and only grew stronger the longer the fight continued. This idea can also be understood through the remarks of Stan Lee about Doctor Strange. According to him, Strange remained calm when facing Dormammu, Nightmare, and even Eternity. These are cosmic entities that even the most powerful heroes approach with caution. However, when Sentry returned to the peak of his power with the presence of Void, the reaction of Strange was completely different. Strange may look directly at Eternity, yet he is not willing to confront Sentry when he has completely lost control. Sentry can surpass even entities such as Universal Eternity, Dormammu, or Nightmare. In addition, he once absorbed the power of the Cosmic Cube, a source of energy capable of altering reality and one that has been used to defeat many extremely powerful entities. Sentry also once overwhelmed Molecule Man in a confrontation. After being destroyed, Molecule Man completely recreated himself, as if reality itself had to bend in order to adapt to his existence. Yet behind that radiant light, there always exists an unpredictable force. A power capable of shaking even the deepest layers of the universe. And that is exactly why the name Sentry has become a haunting presence for both heroes and ancient cosmic beings alike. The confrontation between Mr. Majestic and Sentry is seen as a battle between Cold Warrior experience and nearly limitless cosmic power. The two meet in a massive arena floating in space. From the very beginning, the atmosphere is tense to the point of suffocation. Majestic looks directly at his opponent and warns about the instability in Sentry mind. He understands clearly that Sentry power is not only dangerous to enemies but also to himself. With a firm voice, Majestic declares that he will end the battle before Sentry destroys himself. Majestic rushes forward at supersonic speed and throws a devastating punch that sends Sentry flying through the orbits of planets. Space trembles, as if a massive meteor has just torn through it. Sentry quickly retaliates with blinding solar energy beams, creating a brilliant explosion in the middle of the universe. Majestic dodges with the precision of a seasoned warrior. During the fight, he constantly observes and analyzes that Sentry's greatest weakness is his psychological instability. Thanks to his combat experience, Majestic gradually gains the advantage, leaving Sentry slightly injured and beginning to waver. Cosmic dust swirls like a storm, while the collisions of two powerful beings echo throughout the void. Sentry unleashes power compared to the energy of 1 million suns. A gigantic force field surrounds his body, and blazing plasma rays shoot outward like a meteor shout. Majestic responds with laser vision and incredible flight speed, while deliberately provoking Sentry to awaken the deep darkness within him. His calculation begins to work as the void slowly rises. When the void awakens, Sentry becomes far stronger but also completely loses control. Dark energy spreads like a living nightmare. Majestic is pushed back, his body burning under the assault of that terrifying power. Even so, he maintains the clarity of a Karen warrior and lures Sentry into a distorted region of space where the structure of reality becomes unstable. Majestic hopes that the chaotic power will turn against its own master. The light from Sentry now shines like a star in the middle of an explosion, illuminating the endless void. Meanwhile, Majestic continues to calculate every move in silence. He channels all of his Karen strength and delivers punches that crack space itself, creating temporal rifts meant to imprison his opponent. For a moment, it seems that victory is within reach as Sentry briefly weakens, but the void strikes back in the most terrifying way. It invades Majestic's mind and awakens his deepest fear of failing to protect the Kieran people. That single moment of hesitation shifts the tide of the battle. The universe trembles and distant stars shatter like glass. In the final moment, Sentry, under the influence of the void, releases the full extent of his terrifying power. A colossal energy explosion erupts as light and darkness merge into a cosmic storm that devours everything. When the shockwave fades, Majestic has vanished within that wave of energy, bringing an end to a brutal battle between a proud warrior and nearly infinite power. The final victor is Sentry. I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Follow me if you like the content. That is the video for today. Thank you very much.